Admiral's Log. In the golden age of sail, Spain ruled the waves with an iron grip. Its armada a symbol of unmatched power and influence. But today, that once mighty empire is merely a shadow of its former glory. Piece by piece, China is reclaiming the remnants of Spain's maritime dominion, steadily erasing its presence from the map. Our operations against Spain have been relentless and precise. Each victory, each conquered territory, brings us closer to the complete dissolution of Spanish influence. The seas that were once the domain of the Spanish fleet now resonate with the power of the Chinese navy, a testament to our strategic brilliance and unyielding resolve. As we continue our campaign, the reality becomes ever clearer. Soon, Spain will be nothing more than a memory, a chapter in history rewritten by the rise of the dragon. Our navy's superiority is now uncontested, our ambitions within reach. The final vestiges of Spain's empire are crumbling, and we stand ready to take their place. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 52. Today marks the end of the Spanish Empire, or at least that is the aim for this episode. I have the Mallorca island over there, the Balearic Islands. It's the province I missed in the last episode, so thank you guys for pointing that out. That's the territory I could not see. This is the third, / one of the 3 last Spanish territories, so I've decided to start invading it. And of course, whatever is left of the Spanish Navy does not take kindly to my little invasion fleet. And I'm saying little invasion fleet because it's really not that impressive. It's 2 cursed fish, it is a cruiser, a light cruiser and a DD. That is the whole of the invasion fleet, but that is a lot more than I actually need. Of course, the Spanish are not going to take this one lying down. They are going to try and throw whatever torpedoes, because most of these are carrying torpedoes, whatever torpedoes they can at my fleet. Unbeknownst to them, my battleships don't care, because they can throw 20 torpedoes back per battleship. Let's have a torpedo battle. Considering the threat that we're facing, and the range at which we're doing it, about 30 to 40 kilometers, the cursed fish are actually ideal. Because they don't have a very large armament, but 13-inch guns in this situation are perfect. They're exactly what I need. They don't have a ton of punch, they don't overpen, most likely, and they will not really take that long to reload. Mechamatic 049 Flight 3, I think, over here is also very useful with her 9-inch guns. We have the light cruiser Zhuzhou with her 6-inchers, very useful against both light cruisers and destroyers. And one of my destroyers, this is a, let's say a standard destroyer, not one of those crazy expensive things. So that is good. To make matters at least somewhat controllable, I'm just going to put everything in one division and try and lead with the battleships. Of course, the game goes, yeah, that's a great idea, but we're not doing it that way. Yeah, here. This ought to do it. So the René Pascal is now leading. That means that Scott's gonna have to fall behind it. Right. Don't change formation. Loose formation is fine. With this formation, just having everything in a single line, if we ever get there, also means that I can just liberally throw torpedoes at the enemy without really being that concerned about whether or not I'm going to hit a friendly. That tends to happen every now and then. Especially if you leave it up to the AI, so just having the ability to throw torpedoes at whatever target you see fit, without really having any regard for whether or not you're going to hit a friendly, makes my life a lot easier. Now, they are definitely trying to shoot back at me, and it's most likely the CA that's doing some damage. Yeah, this is a 10.4-inch gun cruiser. That's some decent firepower you got there, sir. We're going to have to address that. Yeah, put some secondaries on this one. Do I want to use torpedoes? Yeah, why not? We got lots of them. Might as well hand them out liberally. So you're going to torpedo this one, and it's just going to be you. The Scot over here is going to be able to torpedo, let's say, this thing. There might be a chance that I'm going to hit everything behind it. Not a great one, but in this case, there's not a whole lot to lose if I don't actually miss, so it's fine. Secondaries are not yet cutting through the light cruiser here. Not yet. You, turn your torps off. You've launched your torps, turn your torps off. Got the CL, the CA, and the DD is doing something else at 41 knots. Alright. At this point, I might want to start turning away, because there is a very decent chance that we're going to start seeing some enemy torpedoes coming this way. Yeah, that ought to at least give that heavy cruiser something to do while we turn away. Switch fire to the light cruisers and the DDs that are currently approaching the fleet. I wish to not see them anymore. Make that happen. Flooding. Yeah, that thing's pretty much gone. Switch to the next. Oh, the torpedoes are here. Nice timing. Oh, are you going to dodge that? No, you're just going to eat one. But that might be enough to seal your fate. You're in a really bad state. Boom. Still funny using these things. Here's the next wall of skill. And it looks like these poor DDs, that's the group of 4, have lined themselves out. So their formation is starting to look like something normal, as opposed to them all blending together. But by doing that, they might have made it very difficult for each other to dodge torpedoes. Especially these two boys, which are apparently pushing each other along. Now, there is indeed at least one torp coming this way. So we're going to turn the Rene around. We got DDs limping home. Yeah, I think these DDs are well aware of the threat. Torp hit. Gun hit. Torp hit. That's another DD out of commission, or at least the game seems to think it's a DD. What are we going to do about the enemy torps? Oh, look at that. There's a lot of them. I'm not waiting around for those. Put some secondary pressure on this target. Primaries on this, secondaries on that. Are you side-swiping here? What's going on? That thing looked like it was just drifting. It's also like completely given up even trying to shoot something. Maybe due to the angle? Normally, at least the ship points the guns at the target. I'm not even seeing that. Now, by the looks of it, it's going to be a bit of a one-sided battle, but those tend to be the best. At least from an Admiral perspective. Yep, good damage there. That's the secondaries punching holes in it. Turia down. There's your heavy cruiser. Come on. Gone. Gone. Okay, put main guns on Santa Clara, secondaries on whatever happens to come too close. Oh, brother, shall we not do this? Dodge. Ooh, this is going to get interesting. The AI tends to be pretty good at dodging. We're about to put that to the test. A lot. What sort of engines you got there, sir? Gas turbines. I'm not sure if gas turbines are really going to be able to slow this thing down on a dime. I think they won't. And again, I don't need a whole lot. I just need you to try and dodge this torpedo. I need you to bleed off some speed. No, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, you're going to take a hit. So all I can hope now is that it's going to be a dud, but in this era, that's fairly unlikely. Yeah, there we go. Santa Clara, taking some damage. Santa Clara's still a torpedo hazard. She can still throw torps. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Okay, good. Everybody stop panicking. We're going to reacquire the targets and focus our efforts on eliminating the heavy cruiser. Before this thing decides to turn broadside and goes and sends torpedoes into my formation again, because they're well in range. But just not very quick. 33.6. They're also very difficult to spot. So that's fun. Oh, gentlemen. Can you kindly untangle each other? Thank you. Because having two of these battleships collide also means that they won't shoot. Or at least one of them won't. What's going on here? Don't do that. You. Torpedoes. I'm not sure if there's going to be a target by the time they actually dump those into the water. But I'm willing to give it a go. You don't have any torps. You launched against a battleship. How dare you? How dare you? Where's that even going? I'm not even traveling in that direction. So it could be that this thing was launched a very long time ago. Or it is so incredibly slow that they're thinking I might be over there by the time that the torpedo actually gets to that point. Anyway, moving along swiftly, we're going to take on the last of the destroyers. And I think that might conclude the Spanish Navy altogether. They don't have a whole lot of ships left. So it's entirely likely that we're going... Oh, you even got torpedoed. By me? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, heavy cruiser hit. It's entirely likely that the Spanish don't have any fleet left. Now, considering their extraordinarily bad economy, it's very likely that they'll also not be able to build a whole lot of ships. Although it is... Well, it is the AI that's controlling this. So, keeping that in mind, the AI might just snap its fingers and conjure up another battleship out of nowhere. If they do, we'll be ready. The army has also been very collaborative, and as such, they're invading Spain, the Spanish state at the western Spain area. So that's good. Unfortunately, oh wow, that's unfortunate. I did not get Tanganyika. Very surprised at that, really. Because the way that invasion was going, I think it had an 83 to 85% chance to succeed. Anyway, Madagascar is up for grabs. 17,000 tons. Yeah, I don't mind having an additional island over here. 1.4 billion. And the fleet's right here. So these gentlemen get to relocate to the only port that's over there, which is Diego Suarez. The province of Tanganyika is very wanted. Look at the Germans. They're marching in with 38,000 men from Uganda, and from Burundi there's another 12,000 coming in. So I'd say that the Italian defenders are going to have their hands full. Surprisingly, Uganda is not taking the time to walk into British East Africa. Although, well, they got far less of an army force there. And income-wise, this thing is much more interesting. We are also still working on this invasion. Slowly. This thing is proceeding slowly. Judging by the numbers, I think we'll be able to take it. This one... Fezan Gadames, looking like it's going to succeed. Southern Algeria is where an Italian force is moving into. And as they're leaving the area, I'm pushing into the area. I've lost 11,000 men, but, well, on 247,000, it's not even that many. As for the invasion over here, we have a 96% chance to succeed. It's going to give me the Balearic Islands, which is absolutely decrepit when it comes to income, but it's not really the point. The point is to take out Spain altogether. If this group would actually like to move along, we should be able to do that fairly swiftly, because that means that they'll only have northern Spain. There is really no way that they'll be able to hold me off, because either we're going to have an invasion from Portugal, potentially from western Spain when I conquer that, or from western France. And I think that their naval... their army logistics is 1%. Their fleet is 6 ships. 6 more than I was expecting. Now, my army logistics isn't great either. It's 26%, especially with all my ships just going through repairs. I don't have a whole lot of active ships. Nor do I really have the capability to build more, because my shipyards are still full to the brim. So we're going to have to make this 26% invasion force work. But, well, it's 26 times better than theirs. So I think this is going to go through. As for the Italians are also engaged by the Germans. And they're hurting. Germany has sent a sizable portion of their 22 battleships, because they're over here with 5 battleships, 2 battlecruisers. The Italians, I think, are limping home. And because the Germans are making a complete mess of the Italian fleet, that might open up the Italian, any of the Italian provinces to further assaults. Southern France is still extremely heavily defended, but also very, very valuable. Northwestern Italy, La Spezia and Livorno is 2.7 million tons. So maybe I'd be better off going for just completely taking over Africa, as one does. So let's send a portion of the fleet to where, actually? Which is valuable? 600 million, 400 million. Yeah, we'll take Tunisia. Thank you very much. Italy, I am having Tunisia... What? 2.2 million tons. British East Africa, no. The Seychelles, no. I'm too far away. I am too far away. So we're going to send over a bunch of the battleships. And yes, some of these are still packing their 20s. I do need to refit them, but I simply don't have the capacity. I am upgrading my shipyards, but that's going to take a while. As for things that might clear out, I believe that we are still way away from building and finishing any of these battleships. So we're going to have to wait for some of these others to finish. The Meiji is coming back. That's 40,000 tons. And yeah, look at the hailing. 12 months. That's pretty bad. Anyway, we still have a convoy mission. I suspect that's more Spanish ships. Yeah, we got the Circe and another light cruiser. It's not looking good for the Spanish. Their economy is 8 billion. And they're losing 13% or 1.2% per month. So just having another convoy, well, it's going to cost them a bit more. I'm going to take this one off screen because it's a really small battle. Alright, that's one part of the invasion done. Balearic Islands, mine control. Excellent. The next invasion is already underway. Tunisia looks nice this time of year, so I've decided to take about, 580,000 tons over there and invade the place. As for the area of Spain, it is not looking good for them. The invasion is proceeding very nicely, and because their naval logistics or army logistics is so bad, well, it's proceeding very quickly. The army has also seen fit to join the Germans, or at least the Germans were invading Austria, but they have stopped. I am now invading southern France from northern France. Based on the amount of forces that I have, you think I should be able to win that. However, I'm not so sure. My army logistics compared to that of the Italians is pretty shit, and as such, it might not really work out. Also, there is the risk, to some extent, that I will have a peace treaty with the Italians before then. I'm very much hoping that I won't. Now, I'm beginning to suspect, yes, the Italians made peace with the Germans, which halted all the invasions. Nevertheless, I have a debt of gratitude to Germany, because they reduced the Italian battleships significantly. Of course, that does not stop the Italians from trying to replenish their fleet, and as such, they're building 85 new ships. That is rather ambitious. Now, as for further naval invasions, I have decided that British Somaliland is ripe for the taking. I have moved slightly north, so I'm taking over this. It is not particularly valuable, but it does give me another port over here. I want to just control pretty much all the access to the Red Sea by parking, 20, 30 torpedo boats, destroyers over here, so that if something big decides to try and float through here, they will have to get told no. There's a lot of arrows getting pushed back and forth. We are invading British East Africa, which is actually Italian East Africa. Ethiopia is getting invaded. Seems to be not going that well. Losses are about half the army force. The Italian losses, I'd say, are worse. But, well, we're about to see if about 100 men can fight off another 50,000. You know, they make movies about this sort of thing. We have an Italian cruiser over here, the Fernando. Wow, 9 10.5-inch guns. These guys are serious. This is also just about shy of $1 billion worth of a cruiser. Okay. I don't know if the Gili can take that on. Let's see. Alright, mano a mano. The Gili. A very well proven concept. This thing has been around for a long time. The Italian ship, by contrast, seems to be fairly new. It has an interesting turret setup. It's an AB... something? It's not an ABC, because that generally indicates that the turrets are in front of the tower. It's not X, because that tends to signify that the turrets are behind the secondary tower. So there's probably an official designation for that particular turret, like what, Q? I think something along those lines. Anyway, it looks like a very interesting design. It has very good forward-facing guns. It has secondaries which are capable of keeping destroyers at bay. It has 12 5-inch guns, 16 3.2s, a random single 6.1 on the stern, and a couple of 1.5-inch guns to, I don't know, look pretty. And then they have 20 torpedo launchers on the stern. Yeah, that's fun. Considering that level of firepower, I think dodging the torpedoes would very much be in my interest. As for being able to deal damage, I think I'll be fine. Because if you have a ship that is this quick and has this level of armament, then it is mostly engines and guns. And I suspect it will not have a whole lot of armor. The Italians, and, well, the Spanish as well to some extent, they seem to favor having extremely powerful ships, and powerful in the sense of firepower, but they're glass cannons. So, let's see if that theory of mine lines up. So far, I am on the receiving end of getting damaged. Now, I'm going to have to turn broadside a bit. Scratch that fully. Oh, there goes their main tower. Torpedoes are out. Geely's going to turn around. Let's have the torpedoes work into that ship. Angle the ship. Missed. Crap. I appear to have quite a bit of water inside my boat at this point. Oh, there's their torps. We're not penning? Hold on. Yeah, see? It's a glass cannon. It is a glass cannon. Having about less than an inch of armor pretty much everywhere except on the main belt. Which should mean that HE is going to be my friend here. If I live long enough. And considering my list, I might not be able to use the guns to their full extent. Well, neither are you, good sir. Because that just knocked off 6,000 hit points. That just knocked 6,000 hit points away from me. I'm trying to keep the bow oriented towards the enemy to at least get the guns firing. Oh, this is going to get very, very close. I think Geely's going to flood. 5% buoyancy. 3, 2... Come on! Oh, she's gone. Ah! Okay, fine. The Italians get this one. They did work for it. I'll give them that much. And I don't mind losing one cruiser to them. As long as it's not a battleship worth about 7 billion these days, I don't really mind. So this is unfortunate. The Spanish state has been dissolved. They completely collapsed. This is really, really sad. Not so much for the Spanish, but mostly for me. Because I was engaging Western Spain. I was almost there. I almost had it. And then Western Spain changed hands. Yes, you mean they collapsed. This is not exactly what I was going for. But I guess we pushed another former superpower out of existence. So that's the end of Spain. As for the Italians are definitely suffering over here. My invasion force has grown to 1.3 million men. And their defense force has not exactly grown, which means that southern France might very well join the fold soon. As for other side hobbies, I am working over central Italy, because I am able to strike at the port of Naples, and I'm hoping to get at the port of Gaeta soon, so that I'm able to reduce the port strength here, and actually launch an invasion into central Italy. The Italian fleet is, however, rebuilding. They already have 9 active battleships now, and there's probably more on the way. So considering the rate at which these guys are able to replenish their ships, perhaps it would be better to call off the war. At least for now. I might still be able to take quite a few of their provinces away from them, taking over essentially most of Africa, because they're going to be forced to give up all of their territories. This might also allow me to refit some of my ships. I currently only have one of them at home, at least of the Lord of Chains class, which is the one that I made a refit for in the previous episode. That is, where are you? The new ship, the Sunsike. It's going to take 8 months to refit her. It's a long time. My economy isn't doing particularly good either. Now, there are a couple of ships which are just about ready for export. Like 2 months, we'll be able to start exporting a couple ships, which will bring in at least some money, especially for this ship. But still, we're not exactly doing too well with a minus 470 million. I was trying to get my transport fleet back up to strength, but considering the exorbitant price for that, I might not be able to do that. So there, minus 305 million, still a lot. Anyway, the Italians still have a ship. The San Pietro Apostolo, which is another one of those unarmored glass cannons with 18-inch guns, but I only have the Yamashio. No. I also have the Demos, which is armed with 6 12-inchers, and the Cliff. I am going to try using this thing as a punching bag. Yeah, that's about as bad as it sounds, while the Demos and the Cliff are trying to take on this ship. It's not going to be an easy fight, this one, but it might just get another one of the Italian battleships out of action. The Yamashio over here is an ancient piece of engineering, armed with 12-inch guns, Mark III. She's only doing 21 knots. The ship costs 165 million, which is about a third of a heavy cruiser, I think. And, well, it's just a really old ship at this point. The Demos, by contrast, is much more modern and should be capable of inflicting some serious damage. We've seen her do it before. Those 12-inchers are no joke. If you allow the Demos to hammer away at this ship, she will probably get the kill. The problem is, her armor, while decent, doesn't stand up to 18-inch guns very well. So what I'm hoping is going to happen is I'll be able to start landing hits with the Cliff and the Demos while this battleship takes shots at, ideally, the Yamashio. If I lose this thing, so be it. Its armor quality is definitely not up to snuff, and it will not stop any 18-inch shells, but its survivability might... ooh. might just be long enough to keep this thing in the fight for at least a little bit. I just need a bit of time. I need to cause damage and stability to this ship. Torpedoes are not really... ow. Can you not knock out my main turret with one shot? The damage and stability is probably what I should be going for, because their torpedo protection is really good. I think they got anti-torp 3 or even 4. So it is very potent to sustain torpedo hits. When it comes to its armor / crew survivability, I believe that is where this ship is going to suffer. Or at least it will if it's up to me. Jeez, you took... wow! Cliff is getting absolutely hammered here. Now, I will launch torps at it while I have them, which might not be for much longer. Come on, Cliff. Yep, there we go. Torps are out. Yeah. I hope that your turret rotation speed is kind of lining up with the turn speed of the ship. Because I want to have you do donuts and try to make yourself as difficult to hit as possible. Never mind that. We are getting damage in on this ship. That's really good. Is the AP getting through? Oh, yes, it is. That's the 12-inch AP. Doing a lot of damage right from the bow of that ship. I think the torpedo is not really gonna... no, they missed. The torpedoes aren't doing much. Oh, hi. You're here? Really? I hadn't expected you here so soon. To be honest. Not at 21 knots. Okay. So maybe the museum piece could do some work. Ideally, the next target of the battleship is going to be the museum piece. Nope. Those 18-inchers are turning the wrong way. I don't like where that's going. Oh, crappy hell. You actually launched a torpedo at me. I forgot you could do that. Well, I can try and launch torpedoes right back at you, but the problem is this museum piece might, you know, take a hit. Crew loss. These things are susceptible to that. Everything fire high explosive. Hose down this crew. And launch the torps. I don't care if we accidentally end up torpedoing a friendly ship. Because it, you know, generally isn't that expensive. Torped! Anytime, thank you. 20% of the crew is gone. 100% chance to hit. That is looking rather unfavorable. Also, my torpedo launchers are on the stern, making the ship very susceptible to taking tons and tons and tons of damage. There we go. I thankfully got the torpedoes away. But I don't think it'll matter. Okay, go armor piercing, everybody. Because we're once again broadside on. Oh, this is gonna hurt. And... yeah, that did hurt. Pretty please, all the main guns. Secondary guns too. Shoot the damn ship. No. There's no... what the... thank you. Well, I ended up torpedoing the cliff. Sorry, cliff. Oh, ho, 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 ho. 30,000 points of damage right there. Every time I engage one of these Italian battleships, I find that my ships just don't do well enough. And now I'm flooding so badly that this ship is going to go down. Well, she fought a good fight. She definitely made life very hard on the Italian battleship. Oh, she's not dead yet. 31% crew loss. This thing has taken a lot of structural integrity damage and is flooding. If I can just survive like 2 more salvos, or to fire 2 more salvos, I might be able to cause some more damage to the ship. Because I have to go bow in, otherwise my turrets won't fire. Turn! 438 million for a battlecruiser. The cliff is about the same pricing. Come on! Come on! Throw her into the turn. And you boinked it. Fire! No, not you. The Demos. Come on, dude. Come on. I know you want to. Just once more. Come on. Yes. Yes! That's the stuff. Right there. Now don't overturn, because then we won't be able to fire again. The ship, well, it'll probably survive the flooding. As for me surviving another hit, I'm not so sure. The ship is down to 8%. Blocked. The ship is down to 8% buoyancy and 12% structural integrity. Shooting them in the stern might resort some effect, but most likely it'll just ricochet like it did. And even if it does open up the ship, there's not a whole lot that can still get flooded. So in that regard, it probably won't do that much. Nevertheless, I'm in a pretty decent spot, actually. The 8-inchers are trying to help out. This is a really weird fight. Like, it's not looking good for my ship. Ah, blocked it. HE it. Ricochet. Nice 18-inch gun, dude. Unfortunately, it's not doing anything. Boink. 32% crew loss. Yeah, they're suffering from some serious list as well. Blocked, 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 blocked. Ah, come on. Where's my museum ship? You're limping around at 5 knots. With a very subpar chance to hit. Okay, so it's gonna have to be the Demos. She has served me very well. Let's see if she can get one more kill before she goes down. Oh! Good work. Destroyed a secondary gun. Please ding. Oh! Another 18-inch shell dinged off the side of the Demos. I'm not really sure what I'm hoping is going to happen. It's potentially going to be crew loss here. Oh, flooding! Structural integrity might also fail. It would be a ship, like, worth 438 million, taking something down that's about, yeah, just shy of 6 times her price tag. Ricochet. If this thing figures out that it needs to fire high explosive, I'm done for it. But let's not give it any instructions. A bit of damage. Come on. We still have plenty of HE shells. We still have plenty of crew too, 29%. They are not exactly in a position to say the same. Minus 36% of their crew. Ooh, another shell ricocheted off the ship. 36-4. Ah, blocked. At this point, we might be too far away for HE to be useful. But I'm still sticking to it, because it's more likely to go through than AP. And we're still causing flooding. Somehow. 30% buoyancy. 28, 27, 25, 20, 15. Oh, they fixed it. Come on, dude. You almost have him. And here I thought I was going to lose the whole task force. I mean, that can still happen. Oh, more flooding! They have lost their conning tower. Their accuracy might be 100%, but my bow is so extremely angled that it is impossible to pen. 3%, 2%, 1%! Sold! To the demos! Well done. Well done. Like, this thing... yeah, you're gonna deserve a priority spot for repairs. Good lord, this crew... Legendary. I'm not gonna bother with that one convoy, or 2 convoy ships. Oh, man. That was epic. That was a beautiful, beautiful clutch victory. And with that, I'm going to end the episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm probably going to end the war with the Italians soon, because I don't feel like my fleet is really up to par to take central Italy, but I might give it a few more turns. See how much more we can push. Thank you for watching this one. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more.